everybody, GeishaVi here. Throughout the post that I had over the weekend, I was given this particular question on the issue of pro-lifers and the Women's March. So here's the question. Did you see that a group of pro-life women were not invited to the march and they were angry about it? They claim they should have been allowed to march as well because they too are women. What are your thoughts? Now to clarify, after looking into it, they actually had permission to march, but they just would not have been added to the website that was promoting and advertising everybody who was a part of the organization on that day that marched in tandem. So in actuality, they could have marched. It wasn't a problem with marching. They just weren't going to get that publicity for actually marching. Now, people have their opinions, but I'm going to share mine on the issue. There's a key difference in being truly pro-life and a birther. A lot of these so-called pro-life people will advocate to death about the sanctity of a child's right to be born. They deny the right of the mother who is risking her life every time she gives birth. It makes sense because once a person is born, though, these same pro-life people turn around and blame the mother and child for being a drain on the government. They shun folks that can't afford quality care, but refuse to advocate for more job opportunities, higher standard of education, and better child care for working families. These pro-life folks couldn't give a damn less about that baby once it's out the womb. That baby becomes an adult, and guess what? Once that happens, they don't care about your wants, needs, or expectations. It's all what they feel is best, even though most of them will never be in a position where they have to be forced into making these hard choices. Because yes, it's an extremely hard choice. Don't let their little nonsense about, people wake up and just do it. No, it's an extremely hard choice where thought is put into it. Many of these people literally represent the objectification of women. They are against reproductive rights, which are a big part of women's rights. Instead of being a contraception and sex education in schools, these pro-life birthers should be supporting organizations like Planned Parenthood. Those places educate women and men on the issues of sex, pregnancy, STI, STDs, and birth control. A lot of them are also heavily religious, and as a Jewish woman, I'll be damned if someone tells me I'm evil because I'm not Christian. Don't even get me started on their views about the LGBTQ community and women of color. They will not recognize us or our issues in particular, so no, I don't feel they share the same views as those of us that are marching for women's rights. It's like a white person saying, I'm not racist, but I still feel segregation is a better choice. Can I still march in your civil rights parade? I think y'all all know the answer would be hell no. And that's how I feel about that subject. If you're not truly going to be about women's rights as a whole, you have no business marching in a parade or a protest or a rally or any event that is specifically advocating for the rights of all women in this country and basically globally. Because everybody around the world who was able to join forces on that day to advocate for this cause. So to you who wants to sit on the sidelines and complain because you feel that the issues of the Women's March don't apply to you or aren't that big of an issue, well, you know what? You have the privilege of being able to sit there and have that and feel that way because there have been millions of women before you who have fought and died to make sure that if you're a woman, you have the ability to sit there and feel that, I'm already equal. Hashtag you're not, but if you want to feel that way, that's fine. The rest of us will continue to fight the good fight like those before us because we care not only just because of ourselves, but we care for the future generations of women and young ladies that come after us who have to be here when we're gone. And I would really like it to where, especially women of color, that we finally have an equal playing ground with everybody else. Man, woman, doesn't matter what color, what race you are. I want everyone to actually acknowledge that we are beautiful, intelligent human beings and that no one is better than us. Not to say that we're the best, but we're all supposed to be human. So we need to start treating people like that, because if we're actually going to bother with stuff like the planet, because we're on it and there's no other one for us to jump to, And if people are rich enough to jump to it, it sure as hell ain't gonna be you and me. That's for sure, no matter how much money we make. We need to come together because there's a lot of other issues that need to be handled, but we can't even get to that big planetary stuff until we figure out how to work together as a regular, everyday thing. It shouldn't be this or that. So when people say not my president, they have a good point, because that person is not representing me. He does not care about me. I am not on that man's radar. And anyone who is not particularly him is also not on his radar. His wife isn't on his radar. So you have proof in that. There's no alternative facts in that statement. You got video proof and photos. So if that's the way that person is going to handle their own personal business, how the hell you think he's going to care about the rest of us? He already said that he doesn't care about women, and he's acting accordingly. So yeah, I think people have a right as Americans to use those rights that people fought for back in the day to state their point and to continue to state their case until the appropriate changes are made for the benefit of us all. So yeah, I think we have a right to protest if you really feel that it's a non-issue. You can go have plenty of seats. All right, that's how I feel about it. GeishaVi out.